It's good to see you all. This is the first time we've had a chance to have a very public production on the Ace of Bushnell Cup. And so how about a big round of applause for all of you for being here today. This is really exciting. We do have a few remarks, and we've tried to make this as organized as we can be. And on behalf of the National Football Foundation, our chairman, Archie Manning, we want to thank all of you for joining us here today. The National Football Foundation, which was started in 1947, shares many of the ties to the Ivy League. Our promotion of the scholar-athlete ideal to many of the same leaders, our history and missions are closely intertwined. That's why we're so excited to be here today for the start of what we hope will be a long-standing tradition. The National Football Foundation would like to partner with the Ivy League on a lot of promotions and the things that they do. We believe that the best of the best in scholar athletes are within this conference, and there's nothing that says excellence like an Ivy League football player, and the winners of the Ace of Bushnell Cup clearly rank as the best of our sport and all that we have to offer. So it's really a privilege for all of us, meaning the National Football Foundation, to be here today for this event. I would also like to extend my congratulations to the winners who will be announced here in a little bit, and to pay tribute to their contributions and all that has surrounded them, from their parents, coaches, athletic directors, presidents of schools, and their achievements on and off the field. Several people deserve special thanks regarding today's event, and I'd like to first start off by thanking in a very sincere way Robin Harris, the Executive Director of the Ivy League, for partnering with us on this effort. She has been marvelous, her staff has been marvelous, and we look forward to building on this relationship for a long time to come. So thank you for opening the door. I'd also like to point out our great friendship with Diane Murphy, the Athletics Director at Columbia. She's become a great friend. She's fully embraced all of our initiatives to do all that we can to assist with Ivy League football. And with her staff and with Diane behind us, we have been very thrilled and honored to be in this position today. So Diane, thank you, and your team from Columbia, thanks so much. I'd also like to thank Bill Primps of the Ivy League Football Association for his enthusiasm and support of this event, and providing all the help that he could possibly provide. So thank you, Bill. We appreciate your work. I'd like to introduce you to the board members that we have here today. We have a wonderful group. These aren't just board members, these are friends. These are friends of football. And in no particular order, to George Weiss, Vice Chairman of the National Football Foundation. George, thank you. To Murray Bowden, Vice Chairman. Dartmouth Hall of Famer. We got him back in Texas, though, so we're straightening him out. Jack Ford, Yale. Jack, thank you. Jack Lingle, longtime board member. Thank you, Jack. Chuck Ninus is here. Chuck, thank you, Chuck. A big thank you to Bob Cassiola, my predecessor and former president of the National Football Foundation, who did great things to put the Football Foundation on great tracks. Great to have you here, Bob. I might mention a Princeton guy as well. John Taylor, a great friend with SKP, our accounting firm that does a lot of the thinking for us. John, you and your group, thanks for being here. A couple others here to announce. We also have Steve Richardson, who's the head of the Football Writers Association of America. Steve, I know you're here. There you are. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Steve. We have Mike Romo, former big-time quarterback at SMU. Mike, there you are. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for being here. And we have Lou Shaw from the Valley of the Sun chapter. We have 121 chapters around the country. Lou's done great things in one of the most powerful chapters that we have. So, Lou, thank you. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. The scholarships and the money that they give out every year to high school kids is truly, truly amazing. So, great to have you here. Big thank you to the National Football Foundation staff. This group works really hard, and so thank you very, very much, guys, for all that you did. Thanks, Matthew, for making it work. It's now my honor to introduce our Master of Ceremonies for today's announcement, and that is none other than George Pine. George is one of 8 Ivy League alumni who serve on the National Football Foundation Board of Directors. George is currently the president of the Powerhouse IMG Worldwide Sports and Entertainment Group, and regularly makes the media's list of the most influential people in all of sports. Before becoming a powerful sports executive, George played offensive tackle at Brown University, captained the Bears' 1988 football team, and while he was there, he earned all Ivy League and all New England honors. We are grateful to George for his willingness to play a key role in today's event, his friendship, his service to the National Football Foundation Board. And at this point, we want to thank all of you for being here today, and I'll turn it over to George. And again, thanks all of you for coming here today for this wonderful opportunity to congratulate these young guys. Thanks a lot.
Good morning. It's a true pleasure to be here today to celebrate the best of the Ivy League. As Steve mentioned, the Ivy League and the National Football Foundation share a similar, if not identical, mission. So as an NFF board member and a former Ivy League student athlete, I cherish the opportunity to play a small role in today's ceremony. And as I was coming up to the Waldorf this morning, I remembered a story that one of my buddies who I played college football with tried out with the New York Giants. And he was a linebacker. And he got the knock on the door, and they said, son, Andy, his name was Andy, Andy, come on down. Coach Parcells wants to see you. And Coach Parcells sat him down and said, son, I have Pepper Johnson, Carl Banks, Lawrence Taylor, and Harry Carson. I don't need you on my football team. And my buddy said, Coach, I'm just glad you used my name in the same sentence with those guys. So it's a real honor for me to be here today, and I'm humbled by the opportunity. I would also like to thank the media and family members in our audience for attending. To set the stage for the rest of the program today, we'll hear from Robin Harris, the Executive Director of the Ivy League, the recipients, head coaches, and the recipients themselves. The best testament I could give to the value of football in the Ivy League would be undoubtedly to reflect on my own playing career. I played at Brown University and was lucky enough to serve as captain. Playing football in the Ivy League pushed me to where I am today in life. I use the lessons I learned on the gridiron every day, and there's no question that the relationships I developed at Brown helped me even to today. I'm grateful to have played football. I feel privileged to play a small role in giving back to the next generation. I would just say one or two things about what these fine young men have done. I mean, as I reflect back on life, these gentlemen are competing with the smartest people in the world. They're competing with them in the classroom, they're eating lunch with them in the dining room, and they're making a significant contribution of their time and effort to college athletics. And to me, that experience will serve them well for the rest of their life, and I think it really represents the ideal of what the Ivy League is all about. And I can assure you that balancing of academics and athletics really made me a much better person, better prepared me for life. I'd now like to introduce the Executive of the Ivy League, the Executive Director of the Ivy League, Robin Harris, for the announcement of our winners. Prior to arriving in the Ivy League, Robin served as a senior counsel at Ice Miller, where she handled the firm's relationships with college and university athletics. She also claims 9 years of experience at the NCAA, where she ended her tenure as the Associate Chief of Staff for Division I. She has brought a high level of passion to the Ivy League. Today's announcement is just one of the many innovations that Robin has implemented during her tenure. We are fortunate to have her leading the league today. It's a real pleasure to introduce an innovator in her own right, Robin Harris. Robin.
Thank you, George. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Ivy League, I would like to thank the National Football Foundation for initiating this wonderful event. We appreciate the opportunity to highlight Ivy League football and our Asa S. Bushnell Cup winners as part of the NFF Awards Dinner festivities. I would like to recognize several Ivy League representatives in attendance today. I am pleased that we have 4 of our athletic directors with us sitting in the first couple of rows. We have Mike Goldberger from Brown University, Diane Murphy from Columbia University, Perry Sheehy from Dartmouth College, and Bob Scalise from Harvard University. They have also brought several members of their staff with them. I thank you all for being here today. The Ivy office staff is also well represented today for this special occasion, with 2/3 of our staff in attendance. They're supposed to be the first couple of rows, but I think they're scattered throughout the room. I would particularly like to recognize Scotty Rogers for his assistance in coordinating this event for the league. Also in attendance, I am pleased that we have 4 former Bushnell Cup winners: Buddy Stevens, Sean Morey, Carl Mars, and Buddy Farnham. Thank you for being with us today. I would like to express great appreciation, personally and professionally, to Steve Hatchell, Matthew Sine, Will Rudd, and Phil Marvel of the National Football Foundation for suggesting that we highlight this prestigious award and for all of their hard work to make today's event possible. It has truly been a pleasure to work with you on planning this event. This is an outstanding opportunity for the Ivy League to partner with the National Football Foundation and to bring together our common objectives of recognizing the academic, athletic, and community successes of our football student athletes. We look forward to continuing our relationship with the National Football Foundation for many years to come. Thank you for your support of the Ivy League. Today, we are recognizing outstanding achievement. We experienced another exciting season of Ivy League football in 2010, culminating with the University of Pennsylvania capturing its 2nd straight and 15th overall Ivy League title. I would like to take a moment to congratulate head coach Al Bagnoli and the Penn Quakers on another remarkable season in winning the 2010 Ivy League championship. Our 2010 season was highlighted by outstanding performances and incredible individual efforts as exemplified by our 4 finalists for the 2010 Ivy League Football Player of the Year Award. Dartmouth junior tailback Nick Schwieger, Harvard senior running back Gino, Penn sophomore quarterback Billy Bergot, and Princeton senior wide receiver Trey Peacock. Together, our finalists combined for over 4,500 yards and 37 touchdowns. Those are pretty impressive numbers and led to one of the most wide-open races in recent history for the Bushnell Cup. In fact, the voting was so close that for just the 3rd time in the 41-year history of the Bushnell Cup, we have co-winners. It is with great pleasure that I announce the 2010 ASA S Bushnell Cup winners. From Dartmouth, junior tailback Nick Schwieger. And from Harvard, senior running back Gino. Dartmouth's Nick Schwieger enjoyed one of the best seasons ever for a big green running back, accumulating 1,133 yards, the 2nd most in school history. On 242 carries, he led the Ivy League in rushing for the 2nd straight year. Nick finished the season ranked 5th nationally at 125.9 yards per game and tied a school single-season record with 14 rushing touchdowns. Most impressive achievements. Harvard's Gino ran for 1,059 yards, the 7th highest single-season mark at Harvard, and he became the first player in 4 years to reach the 1,000-yard mark. Gino led the Ivy League at 6.3 yards per carry and became just the 5th player at Harvard to record 10 rushing touchdowns in a single season. For his career, Gino ran for 2,643 yards, the 4th highest mark in school history. Another impressive set of achievements. It is fitting that the Bushnell Cup provides the capstone for 2 outstanding seasons from 2 outstanding student athletes. And I am thrilled that several members of your families have traveled to be with us in California and Massachusetts to celebrate this award with you. I'd like to recognize Gino and Nick's family who are sitting in the first couple of rows. Now I'd like to invite you to please turn your attention to the video screen for a short video highlighting Nick's and Gino's outstanding season.